Hey there! Welcome to an incredible journey into the life of one of Hollywood's brightest stars, Maureen O'Hara. You might know her as the fiery redhead from classics like The Quiet Man or Miracle on 34th Street, but there's so much more to her story that's been kept in the shadows. Today, we're diving into the shocking truth about Maureen O'Hara after a scandal that rocked her career, plus some rare photos you've probably never seen. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss a single second of this, so stick around until the end for a surprising twist about her life that will leave you speechless. Let's start at the beginning. Maureen O'Hara, born Maureen Fitzsimmons in 1920 in Dublin, Ireland, was destined for stardom. With her stunning red hair, emerald green eyes, and bold personality, she was a natural on screen. Growing up in a lively Irish family, she was a tomboy who loved sports and dreamed of acting from a young age. By 10, she was performing with the Rathmans Theatre Company, and by 14, she was training at the prestigious Abbey Theatre. Her big break came when actor Charles Laughton spotted her at 17, leading to her first major role in Alfred Hitchcock's Jamaica in 1939. But here's the hook. Before she even set foot in Hollywood, a shocking twist in her personal life set the stage for drama. Keep watching to find out what happened. Now, imagine being 17, on the verge of fame, and getting ambushed with a surprise wedding. That's exactly what happened to Maureen. In 1938, she went on a few dates with a producer named George Brown, but there were no sparks. Right before she sailed to America to film The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Brown tricked her into coming to his house, where a preacher was waiting to marry them. In her memoir, Maureen described feeling like she was in a daze, watching herself say "I do" to a man she barely liked. She left for Hollywood hours later, never saw Brown again, and had the marriage annulled in 1941. Can you believe it? A secret wedding at 17. But that was just the start of the challenges she'd face. Stay tuned, because things get even wilder. When Maureen arrived in Hollywood, she quickly became known as the Queen of Technicolor for her vibrant beauty. She starred in swashbuckling hits like The Black Swan and Sinbad the Sailor, often opposite legends like John Wayne. But behind the glamour, Hollywood was a tough place for a young woman, especially one as principled as Maureen. In 1945, she made headlines by calling out the industry's dark side. In an interview with The Mirror, she revealed that producers labeled her a cold potato because she refused their advances. She said, "I'm so upset. I'm ready to quit Hollywood." This was huge. Maureen was one of the first to publicly challenge Hollywood's casting couch culture. Want to know how she stood her ground? Keep watching. Fast forward to 1957, and here comes the scandal that could have ruined her. Confidential magazine, known for its juicy gossip, published a story claiming Maureen was caught in a steamy moment with a Latin lover at Grauman's Chinese Theater during a screening of Ben-Hur. The article described her blouse unbuttoned and her date's tie hanging loose, with the couple sprawled across 3 seats. For an Irish Catholic star with a wholesome image, this was explosive. Maureen was dating Mexican politician Enrique Parra at the time, and the story played on racist and sexist stereotypes to make it even more scandalous. But here's the kicker. Maureen didn't just sit back, she fought back hard. You'll want to see how she turned the tables, so don't go anywhere. Maureen was furious about the confidential story. She wasn't just protecting her reputation, she was defending her integrity. At the time, she was legally single, having divorced her second husband, director Will Price, in 1952, but the story painted her as reckless, and she wasn't having it. Maureen sued Confidential for libel, proving she was in Spain filming Fire Over Africa when the alleged incident happened. Her passport stamps backed her up, and she testified in a criminal trial against the magazine. Alongside other stars like Liberace, she helped take down Confidential, which went out of business. Talk about a boss move. But what was her relationship with Parra really like? Stick around for the juicy details. Let's talk about Enrique Parra. Maureen met him in 1953, and their relationship lasted until 1967. It was serious. She even learned Spanish for him, but it wasn't without complications. Parra was separated, but not divorced when they started dating, which raised eyebrows in the 1950s. Maureen, ever cautious after 2 failed marriages, hired a private investigator to confirm Parra's story. Her fiery spirit and no-nonsense attitude shone through, but the confidential scandal strained her relationship with director John Ford, who some say was secretly in love with her. Ford directed her in classics like The Quiet Man, but their friendship was rocky. Want to know how she balanced love and career? The answer's coming up. Maureen's personal life was as dramatic as her films. Her second marriage to Will Price was a nightmare. Price was an alcoholic who, according to her memoir, once punched her in the stomach while she was pregnant with their daughter, Bronwyn. Maureen kept the abuse quiet to protect her image, but it took a toll. After their divorce, she found true love with Charles Blair, a former Air Force general. They married in 1968, and Maureen called him her soulmate. Together, they ran a small airline in the Virgin Islands, making her the first woman to lead a U.S. airline. But tragedy struck when Blair died in a plane crash in 1978. How did Maureen carry on? You'll find out soon. Here's the shocking truth. Maureen O'Hara didn't just survive the scandal, she thrived. After taking down Confidential, she continued to shine in films and later ran a magazine in Ireland. In 2004, she published her memoir, "'Tis Herself," a bestseller that shared her unfiltered story. She lived to 95, passing away peacefully in 2015 while listening to The Quiet Man's soundtrack. Her legacy as a fierce, principled Irish woman lives on, inspiring generations. Those rare photos, they capture a woman who never backed down. Thanks for watching until the end. If you loved this, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories. See you in the next video.